So recently we got some news from the producer of Sparking Zero, which was showing about all the mechanics that we are going to be seeing in the game, of course, which is the returning features and the new mechanics, of course, that they want to present to us in this little presentation. Now to start off, we're getting the returning features, which is Dragon Dash. We're getting Impact Action, which is like the colliding. The only thing with the beams is that they did change it, of course, which was the triangle instead of the usual analog sticks, which is how everybody broke their controllers back in the day. We're also getting the Ultimate Blast, which if you guys know that if you fill up your energy bar all the way, even the second time, that is where you get your ultimate attack, which I can't wait to see because personally, even though we did get to see it for Goku and Vegeta, I will say I'm just excited in general to see it for the other characters and what kind of like graphics we're going to get and just the presentation to it, you know what I mean? Now, the new features we are going to get is faster movement. You can see that the characters are moving way faster than they normally do, especially if you compare to the original Budokai. They are definitely moving a lot faster and stuff, so that's why they wanted to make it faster. As the original Dragon Dash was in the original games, they wanted to go at that speed, but they also want to increase Dragon Dash a little bit more just to make it a little bit different, of course, but the whole point of the movement being faster is just make it more interesting and to make it a bit smoother for the player to play, but also that's the whole point, is that they are trying to amp it up a little bit just to make it a little more interesting, but also have you use that as advantage in your strategies against players. Now the next new feature is a skill counter. Now this is where I was keeping an eye on the HUD, which you would notice the numbers underneath the player icons. I was kind of curious what it was, and once he pointed it out, of course, this is where you can use these skill counters to deflect either beams or even attacks when you're in defense, of course. You can literally knock out the player when they're attacking you directly, or if they're shooting a beam, you can, reflect it, of course. So that's very intriguing. They're kind of changing that method a little bit, of course, from the original, because if you press at the right time, you can literally make it shoot away, of course. And the final new feature is Vanishing Assault. This is where you can do like a mid-distance and you can instantly teleport up to the player instead of just shooting key blasts or where the case may be. They wanted to go in this range because they figured it'd be a lot easier instead of you just like going quickly over there, or you're thinking like, well, I'm too far away, so I could just shoot a key blast or use my powers like Kamehameha or Galgun or whatever the case may be. Just your far distant attacks, of course, that you can do it that way, or just get up close and just go at it. Now, even though this is all good and everything, I do want to point out just some stuff that was shown also in the presentation. Literally, the way the characters look, the key energy on Goku is amazing. It just reminds me of the show so much. And to even like see Vegeta go from his armor to no armor, it was so good, and it's just really good. And plus I love the Gallic gun where he was doing the performance for that. Like I love the darkness on his face, and just it had that like vibe of like the original show, and just it worked so well, and I love it for that purpose. But now let's move on to the second part of the presentation, which they did show off more characters, of course, which was also shown in the Show and Jump pages, which I did talk about last week, which we had like hit Master Roshi, Jaice Burner, Nappa, Topo, Super Trunks, and more, of course. But I think it's very interesting that like they show the environment of West City. I think it was West City if I recall, but I just love the environment that they had to that. Like I was so stunned when I first saw it, and it was just so cool. And it was just amazing, and I loved it for that. So, yeah, that's one thing I will say I really enjoyed out of the presentation, was just the quality of what's in this game, and just it's incredible, and I can't wait for the game to come out now. And even though, yes, the mechanics are going to be really fun to play with and just learn like different ways for strategy, or even like, learn on your feet of like how to go against the player or where the case may be. I just think it's going to be a really fun game in general, and I can't wait for this. I've been a fan of the Budokai series, even the Budokai Tenkaichi, of course, which is what this is based off of. But still, either way, This is going to be fun, and I can't wait for this game to come out, of course. So, but anyways, guys, hope you guys are watching. Hit like for more, subscribe if you're new, of course, and I'll see you all, of course, in the next videos. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.